The Panthers season is over, but the franchise is without form and void. Tepper now has his followers prepared for free agency, but can we sign two of every flesh? According to Rule's last interview, he has set out his rainbow of hope and turnaround. The question is, are you still a believer? Do we still have to endure the floods for another season? Free agency could be the start to dry land. And that's what we're talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. Free agency for the Panthers. We're going to go over a couple of people would like to see come into Carolina. Some people want to see not come back. I am your host, Anthony Fan. My co-host, Donnie Bryant. Keep pounding, man.
Keep pounding, man. It's good to be back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So today, we're talking about the free agency, like I said. Here are some of the Panthers players that are becoming free agents. Running back Amir Abdullah, safety Justin Bierce, linebacker Jermaine Carter Jr., safety Sean Chandler, punter Edwards, receiver Erickson, cornerback Gilmore, Gonzalez, the kicker, defensive end Haynes, another corner who's been with us for a while, Dante Jackson, our long snapper who's been with us probably since '96, J.J. Jensen,
There a
defensive
minute.
tackle. Yes, he's a veteran, more than a veteran.
I think he's been through two coaches, if I'm not badly mistaken. Man, I think he's been through Fox
Yeah,
and
yeah.
okay,
The-
that's crazy.
one guy that always just keeps on coming back. He can snap the ball.
Yes, he can.
Defensive tackle Jones, linebacker Frankie Lulu, cornerback Rashawn Melvin, guard John Miller, quarterback Cam Newton, our center Matt Paradis. Is that how you say the last name? I can never get that right.
Yeah, Matt Paradis. Yeah.
Paradis. Our outside linebacker Hassan Reddick, tackle Trent Scott, linebacker Stanford, tight end Ian Thomas, wide receiver I call him BZ for short. What's it? How you pronounce his name? Donnie's always great with
Zolstra.
this. Zolstra. Brandon
Brandon
Zolstra.
Zolstra.
I can never remember how to pronounce his last name.
Zilstra. It's either Zilstra or Zolstra. I always
Yeah.
say Zolstra.
So he was low on the depth chart for the receivers, but every time his number was called, he caught the ball.
Yeah.
But is it enough
Clutch.
to bring him back? We'll see. So of those free agents that are leaving Carolina that could be coming back, which ones pop out to you, Donnie?
So I like Amir Abdullah a lot. Um, I think with his kind of production he's had, I think we signed him. I think he played 11 games with us. He was very effective catching the football. That's kind of what we need. Chuba Hubbard's still developing as a running back. As far as catching the ball in the backfield, he kind of struggled doing that this year. So having Amir Abdullah as a veteran presence, he's able to do that really well. He's able to catch out of the backfield, and he actually runs physical. Like I mean, he runs hard, and that's what I like. I mean, obviously he's not your prototypical, 240-pound running back, but he can still run physical, and he seems like he has a motor that keeps going, and that's what I like about Amir Abdullah. Um, Another guy I would like to see back, of course, is Stefan Gilmore. I mean, anytime you get your hands on a guy who can just control the line of scrimmage at the cornerback position and be able to shut down one side of the field and just travel with the team's best receiver, I think at at the end of the day, that's a guy that we got to have back. I was a big man. You and I both went crazy whenever we got Stefan Gilmore. I was at work and I got that notification. I was like, man, hey. But
Sure.
I love Stefan Gilmore's game. Even though he's 31, but I don't see any slowing down in his production. He's so fundamentally sound. He could probably play to his mid-30s. So I would like to see him back. He's home. He's back home. It's where you and I talked last time. He's happy to be home. His wife talks about loving being home. So
Yep.
I want to see Stefan Gilmore back. I would like to see Frankie Lulu back as well. Um, I like what Frankie Lulu brings to this team. He's active on special teams. And I think he's one of those explosive linebackers that we've been looking for. Something we're not getting out of Jermaine Carter. I think with Frankie Louvu, he's just one of those fan favorites. You love him because he plays with intensity, he plays with passion. So I would love to see Frankie Louvu back. Um, and of course, Hassan Reddick. Got to bring back Hassan Reddick.
Yeah.
He's had a great year. This is the second solid season. He had right before he signed with us, he was in Arizona, and I think he had a phenomenal year in Arizona. But the year he's had this year was I mean, he really got snubbed out of a Pro Bowl. He's one of those guys that can get after the quarterback. When you and I went to the Eagles games, remember he had those 2 sacks back to back. He was whooping up on that. Yeah, he was whooping up on that tackle. But I'm a big fan of Hassan Reddick. I love the signing. We got to bring back Hassan. And lastly, everyone's sleeping. Everyone needs one of these. A kicker, Zane Gonzalez. That man has made over 90% of his kicks. And I love the fact that, for a while, man, we were rocking with Joey Sly. Joey Sly wasn't getting it done. I mean, he cost us game against the Saints. Doggone you, Cal. But anytime you got a kicker where you can kind of, have a sigh of relief knowing that the game's in good hands or, they'll keep you in the ball game, that's just a huge boost of confidence. So those are my guys to bring back. I think, with those, I mean, I don't want to see Dante Jackson go, but at the same time, I think we need to move on from Dante. Of course, move on from John Miller. And let me touch on Dante real quick. The reason why I just think it's best that we move on from Dante is because, of being brutally honest, he's a former LSU Tiger, and I don't want to be biased here. I loved him coming out of college, but he's one of these guys that are struggling to kind of grasp the NFL in a way in which he can't play with instincts. Like when I look at him, he relies on his speed a lot. He has capability to track the ball, which is good, but I just think that with the team going in the direction we have with J.C. Horn, and if you, like you and I talked earlier, if you resign Stefan Gilmore, that guy's going to be able to groom a lot of these young corners that we have, especially Keith Taylor. Keith Taylor's another guy that's another guy to watch. But yeah, man. So those are my picks to stay. Amir Abdullah, Zane Gonzalez, Stefan Gilmore, Son Reddick, Frankie Lulu. Did I say Frankie Lulu?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So those are my picks.
Would you bring back Cam Newton?
Oh, absolutely. But at the same time, see, this is a touchy subject because you know how I feel about Cam. For me, being a diehard Carolina Panthers fan and Cam Newton being one of my favorite football players ever, I don't think it's fair for him to come back in the situation.
It's true.
We saw Coach Rule the other day sound absolutely lost on that radio interview. And if anyone wants to go look it up, it's not hard to find. It's pretty findable.
WFNZ, I believe, was the radio station that interviewed him.
It breaks my heart because I feel like I said, on the last live, Cam can still play, but at this point in his career, I think it's fair for him to go somewhere where someone's already bought. A team's already bought in, right? This team's still trying to learn. We're still trying to figure ourselves out. You even heard him say, got a lot of guys not buying in, and I just don't think right now is the best situation for him. I don't want to see his career end up in another situation where bad coaching leads to him looking bad. But if we could, I would give him a 2-year deal. I would like to see Cam back. I'd love to see Cam back. But those are one of those things where he might, to respect the legend. I want to see him be able to ride off without having to, he was crucified a lot this year in the media, man. People were just chomping at the bit. We'll talk about that more on Sunday, but in my personal opinion, I think we should bring him back, but realistically, they probably won't bring it back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so a lot of free agents, as you see there at the bottom of your screen, you can see the list of names there. Definitely something to bring back. Definitely something to let go. Some are hard to part ways with. Dante Jackson's one of them. I'm a big fan myself of Dante. I would like to see a Horn, Gilmore, A.J. Boye, C.J. Anderson lineup come next year.
Can't forget about C.J. Henderson. That's another guy I want to see Stefan Gilmore be able to groove because I'm still real high on C.J. Henderson. I liked him coming out of college out of Florida. So that's another one of those guys that I'm really rooting for because I like him a lot. But that's good.
And we were on the phone earlier. We talked about how even signing Gilmore for another year or two can help groom someone like J.C. Horn in the future.
Absolutely.
For example, linebackers. How many years did we have great linebackers in Carolina? Sam Mills, but I don't think him and Dan Morgan quite ran into each other in NFL. but he was his coach, Sam Mills to Dan Morgan.
Right.
Dan Morgan drafted John Beeson. Dan Morgan groomed John Beeson. John Beeson groomed Luke Kuechly. Luke Kuechly groomed now Shaq Thompson. Same thing could happen there where you can just have corner after corner after corner.
Absolutely.
With Gilmore
Absolutely
being the guy there. So,
well, real quick, if you don't mind me interjecting, like I think J.C. Horn's already got some of those.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Some of those things that kind of already showed they could be an elite corner. He was already playing at a high level. So once Stefan gets those, that time after practice or even in between corner drills, I mean, that's going to be huge for him.
Yeah.
So definitely, I think bringing back Stefan for 2 years would be good.
Yeah. Even rookie of the year type stuff, I think he was on his way to. Matt Rule did say it in his last interview, and I agree. He was looking like a rookie of the year or something.
Absolutely, yeah.
So looking very good for us. Very physical corner. That's what you got to be these days. So we are talking about the free agency today. So now a lot of people don't know there's a difference when you become a free agent from your team. There's two different kinds. First kind is the unrestricted free agent, UFA for short. This kind of free agent is a classic free agent. They can sign with whoever they want. There's no, you don't owe the other team nothing. You don't have to talk to them. Somebody calls you, hey, Denver, I'm going to sign for 3 years, $15 million. I'll be there. That's it. You don't have to talk to nobody. Maybe other than your wife.
Right.
That's it. So, and the next one is a restricted free agent. So a restricted free agent can be offered 3 predetermined 1-year contracts. Another team can swoop in and try to beat the offer, but the original team can match the offer. So Denver calls in and says, hey, we want you 3 years, $15 million. At least the team he's coming from, we'll say Carolina in this instance, they can say, hold on, we can match it. Don't go nowhere yet. Can't go nowhere yet. They have the right to match it first before they can just take off to a new city. So those are the two different kinds. So, and Donnie has pointed out a group of guys that he would like to see come into Carolina. So who is your first guy here?
Well, you and I talked about draft needs and something that we're in need of. First guy I got on here, I've always liked him. It's Anthony Barr. Anthony Barr is one of these guys that are kind of like Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick can actually play stand-up 4-3 linebacker in a 4-3 scheme. Anthony Barr is one thing I like about Anthony Barr is like the fact that he's 6'5" and he's really good in space. He is also really good, which I think would be a good fit for us. We're typically a blitz-heavy team. He's one of these guys that even though he's a stand-up 4-3 linebacker, at college he was an edge rusher. And so in the NFL, in Mike Zimmer's defense, he was doing a really good job putting his hands in the dirt, not like a pass rusher, and just disrupting. He's really, really good against the run. That's one thing I've always noticed about him. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler, he's an All-Pro player. However, he is 29. He is coming off an injury, so that is something that may hinder our ability to go get him, or at least, make us a little reluctant, which is understandable. I mean, 29, coming off, I think it's a pectoral tear, I think. However, the website I kind of found a projection of contracts, and for his, it was 2 years, $14.5 million, but $7.25 million per year was kind of his base salary. I think that's somewhat affordable, but as you know, we're kind of limited in cap space.
Yeah,
but
which we'll touch on that later.
Yeah. But I think in our scheme, he would be a really good fit. Like I said, his size, his versatility, he can cover. Like I said, he's 6'5". That's really good in coverage. Getting his hands in pass lanes, batting things down, being really good against the run. Something that we're in need of. We're in need of a linebacker to be good against the run, right?
For sure.
Shaq Thompson has been our Shaq and Lulu, but Lulu hardly plays, so it's really Shaq that I see stand out against the run. So Anthony Barr is one of those guys, man. They got his strengths. On this website, they had his strengths. It's on PFF, Pro Football Focus. Size, athleticism. He's one of the best pass rushing linebackers in the NFL, and he has few negative plays against the run. However, they did kind of knock on him a little bit in coverage. I have to disagree with him a little bit. Of course, he's not one of these guys that are just going to be, Luke Kuechly in coverage or Bobby Wagner in coverage. But he's shown that he's made. I think he had 3 picks this year. They say one of the things is he's inconsistent in coverage and his inconsistent play. But if you're four-time Pro Bowler and All-Pro player. I mean, how inconsistent can you be?
Yeah.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. Typically with guys like, who are in control of talking about free agents or guys coming up in the draft, they're going to have to find something, right?
Yeah.
I mean, none of that, not all of it's true, but Anthony Barr would be a great fit for us. I've always been a big fan of Anthony Barr. Another guy is another linebacker, Alexander Johnson. However, he is 30 years old, but he is he plays both outside linebacker and inside linebacker. He's one of these guys that are really, really good sideline to sideline. He's very aggressive. He's a very good tackler, very good against the run. He shows some promising coverage. One of the things, though, that we have to worry about is his age, and he's also coming off a pectoral tear. So, when you come off that kind of injury at that age, of course, it's going to make people say, all right, well, this guy, are we really going to pay this guy? Because he's projected to get $8 million a year. You might be able to talk him. And by the way, when I say talk him down, by no means am I wanting to take any money from anyone. But if we're being realistic, we're going to have to try to fit this cap space.
Yeah.
So I hate to use this phrase, devil's advocate. But you can say, hey man, coming off injury, you're 30 years old, you tore your pectoral muscle. But he is a very good ball player, and I think he would fit in our scheme too. We need someone to play on the opposite side of Shaq, right?
For sure.
We need a linebacker that's going to be able to get his nose in on the run. We were not as good with that as we have been in the past. I think we can agree on that. But they say his weaknesses are age, coverage in space, and his strengths are great in run defense. He's a very good tackler, and he's very aggressive, kind of like what I said. And his contract projection, 2 years, $13 million, 6.5 guaranteed. But like I said, we might be able to talk to his agent and maybe get that number down and try to fit that. So Alexander Johnson is one of the guys I like too. And so really early on, when I was thinking about this free agent stuff, I was like, okay, what are some things that could be a quick help and kind of be an immediate impact to this team instead of trying to groom a guy? You know what I'm saying? We can kind of play to somewhat win now, adding these pieces. But I like Alexander Johnson. I think he'd be a really good fit for our linebacking core. So another guy I want to talk about, this guy's a defensive tackle. His name's Lorenzo Chosky. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He is a guy that is really, really, really good against the run. He is graded out with run defense. His run defense grade is 87.6 in 2018, and in 2020 it was 86.2. That's extremely high. That's what we've been needing, Anthony. We've been getting whooped at the line of scrimmage. I think that'd be a really good fit for someone to play right beside Derek Brown. And in college, Derek Brown actually had another good D tackle with him. So I'm not saying that he's dependent on a D tackle, but of course, when you're getting double teamed and your other defensive tackle isn't able to penetrate and get out there against the run, kind of decreases your play a little bit.
For sure.
So he's one thing I saw on film about this guy is that he's really good against the run, something that we are in desperate need of. And one of our guys went down with injury, Davion Nixon, he was a third-round pick out of Iowa. Remember, he went down early on in the season. So this guy's only 26. He is not known as a pass rusher, but he is a very, very good defensive tackle against the run. Like I said, I can't emphasize how much we need something like that. So his projected salary is 3 years, $25 million, and his pay per year is $8.33 million. So that can be affordable. And like I said, this is all kind of, I hope we do this. This is kind of like all fingers crossed. Obviously not gonna be able to get all these guys, but I think that's one of the positions that we've been needing this just kind of assess and to get someone to plug in. So he's another good guy I like. Plays for the Jets, by the way. So he's a younger option, which I like. Probably my favorite, as I've talked to you about, another guy, it's offensive line help, Trent Brown. He's a 6'8", 380-pound offensive tackle. He can play both on the left and right side. He's got very long arms, and he is graded out in pass protection and run blocking at a very, very, very high number this year with the Patriots. And he was somewhat solid with the Raiders too. The Patriots actually drafted him, sent him to Oakland. At the time they were in Oakland. The story was he ended up getting a IV in his arm, and somehow they allowed air to get into his veins, so some crazy stuff. So he missed, I think, a lot of last year with that, trying to recover from that, because that was a big deal. I think he actually took them to court, but that's all kind of irrelevant. But with him, what we've needed, Anthony, is someone that could play at the left tackle position at a consistent level. So we obviously have a situation where we got Brady Christensen, right? He showed some promise. Matt Rule seems like he's pretty adamant about us getting a guy at left tackle that he can kind of bump Christensen down. He believes Christensen, is this guy who can play any position on the O-line. I would like to get Trent Brown. He's 28. To me, that's still young. He can also play in any scheme. He's one of those guys that he has success, like I said, at both sides, left and right tackle. He can actually move really well in the run game. One thing I've watched about him on film is don't let his size fool you. He can actually move. Like, this guy's good, but he excels in pass pro. Like, this guy's, like I said, when you got that, those long arms neutralizing you, it's hard for you to get accurate in pass pro.
Yeah.
I'm getting all nerdy talking, but this guy, I think if we could somewhat talk him into, because right now his contract projection is 2 years for $20 million. With 15 total guaranteed. They didn't kind of come up with the annual salary, so we kind of have to figure that out. But that's one guy I think that we should push heavy for, because we may not have to go break our necks and go get a left tackle, which I think we do. But with this guy, I think that could be a really good boost at left tackle, and that might solve the problem for a few years. And maybe focus on the center position. So Trent Brown is one guy I like a lot. And I'm moving on to the guard position. This guy, his name's Alex Kappa. He's 26. He plays guard for the Tampa Bay Bucks. He's one of these guys. They might end up letting him go just because they're gonna have to start paying a lot of the players on their team, the receivers. So they have a lot of other things to do. This guy is
winning comes with a price.
Absolutely.
Tell the Patriots that some years ago.
Absolutely.
So we got 6 of them to prove you're wrong, but yeah.
Listen, salary cap, man, it means so much. That's why I can't wait to talk about it, because like in my own ideal world, like I would want at least
all these
8
guys.
or 9 of these
guys.
Right? Yeah. But I realistically could probably only get about 3 or 4 if we play our cars right. But Alex Kappa, what I've read about him, because there's hardly any film about him, but he's one of these guys that are growing as he gets more reps and as he plays a lot more. He's one of these guys that are starting to develop into a good run and pass blocker, which that's every team's dream, is to have an offensive lineman that can excel on both. So with this guy, they're projecting him to have a $9.25 million per year salary over 4 years, overall contract of $37 million. That's going to be tough, but we know that guard is a horrible position for us right now. Thinking about John Miller and Dennis Daly. So, for instance, if we do put Brady Christensen at left tackle, then we still have a left guard and a right guard position that says. So that's just as important to me.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to run the ball. You're going to have these tackles blowing you up. So this guy, like I said, he's been graded high as well, PFF. It's in the upper 70s, which isn't like excellent, but that's solid. That's everyday, production. So I like this guy. I think he could be a really good piece that we can fit in. Like I said, he's younger. That kind of goes with the kind of, realm we're going in. Looks like we're going a lot younger. That's what we want, guys in their mid, early 20s. So I think that'd be a really good fit for us at guard. And then I'm going to go on over to safety, because we need someone to play alongside of Jeremy Chin. We still don't know what Matt Rule wants to do with Jeremy Chin. That's kind of a thing that we're going to have to wait and see. I would like to see Chin stay at safety, because I think he'll be one of our best safeties, probably our best safety, I've always said. What I see from him, I think Jeremy Chin will be our greatest safety ever. All respect to Mike Mincer. It's just his versatility. But all season, actually most of last season too, we haven't had anyone that's been able to help him out. Justin Burrs is okay, but Justin Burrs isn't a guy that's going to change the game, right?
Yeah.
So the Buccaneers have this guy named Jordan Whitehood. And I've honestly been watching him out of college, and he actually played us. He played us last week, our very last game of the season. But 2 weeks before that, he had an amazing game. Like this dude was all over the field. I don't know if you remember him. He was good at stopping the run. He was able to get into the box. Physical guy. This guy's actually played a little bit of linebacker too. He's only 5'11", and I think he's 210. I think that's what I remember reading up on him. He's not very big, muscular, or tall. But one thing about this guy, he's a very good downhill player, and he's a really, 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 really good defender against the run, which is something we're going to kind of need, right? I mean, this is, like I said, Phil Snow loves to dial up these blitzes. He loves to get the safeties involved, which is always good. I mean, having your safeties being able to get involved in the run game is always good. He's also really, really good in coverage. He's a very instinctive player. When I watch him play, it seems like he knows when the ball is going at all times. Like he just seems like he has a nose for the ball, which is something I love out of a defensive player. That's every team's dream, is to find a guy that can that can bring that to the team. He brings like this enforcer type role too. He likes to chirp a lot, which is good, man. We like we talk. We need some dogs. We need some people that are going to get this team going, man. We I think we've been kind of soft.
For sure. So
his projected contract is 3 years, $18 million. Annual salary is $6 million per year. So that's pretty affordable. Especially if we can make some moves and kind of move some guys around. So that's another guy that kind of jumped off at me. But I'm pretty sure the Bucs might get him. But it's worth a shot if we can kind of talk to him to coming on to Carolina and playing alongside Jeremy Chin. That might be really good for him. He might think about it. This guy was one of the guys I was so mad at us for letting go. Andrew Norwell. Andrew Norwell, guard. That man, I hate it because as soon as he had his first All-Pro season, we let him walk.
Yeah.
I can't remember why we let him walk because my memory is kind of fluttered. It's actually, as you know, I have really good, really, really, really good memory. In all humbleness. But I can't remember. I think it was a salary cap reason, of course,
I think
why we couldn't retain him. Yeah. And at the time, it was Marty Herney as our GM. So
he was part of the Super Bowl 50 team, right?
Yeah. Norwell, because it was his first year was in 2014.
Yeah.
And then he had a really good year in 15. But it was under Herney. And as Herney's brought in some, Hall of Fame type players to the organization, but he's always been known to overpay guys. Somebody lost his job the first time. Just came back to me. So we did not resign Andrew Norwell because of a cap space problem. Ironically. So here we are, back again. But Andrew Norwell, one thing I loved about him, and one reason I hated to see him go, is because he is one of these guys that are rare. He does not have a bad season. He always grades out as one of the highest guards. He's really good at pass protection, something we struggle at, especially at the guard position. Not only the tackle position, but the guard position. This guy is really good at, with the run too. He can get out there. He's athletic. He's a tall guy. He's 6'7". I think he's 320. That's a big dude. So it's gonna be hard. So him getting to the next level and Matt Rule wants to talk about running the ball a lot. Well, this is a guy to bring in. He's 30 years old. That's okay for a guard, right? I mean, especially because, like I said, his age hasn't shown that he's slowing down at all. So I would love to see Andrew Nerwell back. His contract projection actually is 3 years, $21.75 million, with $7.25 million per year, or $7.25 million a year. Sorry. Might be able to work that out. I'm sure he would like to come back to Carolina.
Yeah.
Then again, I don't know with the way things are looking, but it's a place he had a lot of success in, and it might be something that might intrigue him. I would love to bring him back as a veteran guy who can teach some of these younger guards that we got on the roster, a thing or two, veteran presence. Even though Matt Rule wants to go younger, I think bringing in a vet or two wouldn't hurt none, man. I mean, what do you think? I mean, a vet or two wouldn't hurt none.
For sure.
It's good to stay young, but that don't mean you got to sign these vets up. If they're 31 years old, you got to sign for a 6-year deal. Bring them in for a 1 or 2 year deal and teach some, let them teach some of these younger guys. So Andrew Newell is probably one of the picks that I'm going to be, hollering for. Next one, Marcus May, another safety. This guy, he plays in New York. Very, very, very good safety. He plays strong and free safety. I would like to see this guy play alongside Jeremy Chin. Marcus May is one of these guys. really good against the run, really good in zone. We run a lot of zone. We run a ton of zone. I think it was a 2020 season. We were the team that ran the most zone defensively. So it looks like Phil Snow mixed in a lot of blitzes this year too. But we do run a lot of zone, which will benefit Marcus May. One red flag about Marcus is he is coming off an Achilles tear, which is tough to come back from. Some of the greats have kind of failed to return back from that. So
I think Terrell
Marcus
Suggs might have
May,
been one. He was never the same after his
exactly. Takes away your explosiveness, and with safety, you kind of have to be explosive.
Oh yeah.
So, like I said, this guy is a guy who can do both free and strong safety. Like I said, he's really good against the run. He was actually due for a huge payday prior to this injury, and he, from what I read, he was actually kind of having an off year. So it wasn't like, and everyone's going to have an off year, right? I mean, some of the best players have an off year. It's all about consistency, though, as we know. But if he consistently has like back-to-back bad years, then okay. But over the course of his career, I think he's done enough to show that he's worthy of getting a good payday.
Yeah,
and it's someone I would like to bring along to play for us. Like I said, we need some dogs. This guy, he knows how to get down at line of scrimmage, knows how to make plays at line of scrimmage. Like I said, really, really good in coverage. He's got good instincts, knows where the ball is. He's just versatile, man. That's something we need. We need versatility. We need safeties that are going to be able to get down in the box like Jeremy Chin. You just imagine two safeties that can hurt you in both ways, against the run and the pass.
Yeah,
so that's
sure.
All these things are dream scenarios, but due to that Achilles tear, they're rejecting him to get a 1-year, $6 million deal. We might be able to finesse that. We might be able to get a little something.
Yeah.
Hey.
Sure.
So, but I'm thinking someone's going to pay him, but that's the guy I'd like to bring in. So we're going back to the guard position with this guy. It's James Daniels. He plays for the Chicago Bears. He's 24. He's having a really good season, though. He has been graded out at a 78.5 overall. That's ninth amongst guards. And he's got an 80% pass blocking grade, which ranks 6th among guards. That's something that we need, bad at the guard position. Bad. He's also really, really good against the run. He played a lot of run. I think he ran a lot of zone blocking schemes, which really, really heavy run scheme in college. I played at Iowa. They're known for having a really physical football team. But one thing I like about this guy is he's young. He's able to pass block, and he's able to be good against the run. He's actually extremely good against the run. Obviously, our problems are with the pass, but I like James Daniels a lot. He's, like I said, he's very young, which is good. However, it might make him a lot more harder to obtain as a player because his contract is actually a battle. This man's about to get paid if all goes well. They're projecting him to get $50 million over 5 years with the annual salary of $10 million per year.
10 a year.
We actually, this is probably behind Norwell. This is probably my second favorite on the offensive line. We just need a guard because I honestly think we'll end up getting a tackle in the draft. So
yeah,
if we can get one of these guards in free agency, man, that might help us out a little bit. Especially if we get a tackle in the draft, decide to move Christensen over at left guard where he's been pretty good at, and plug one of these guys at right. Still got Deontay Brown. See, this is where coaching goes into play. I was on a tangent about that. These guys are But no, James Daniels is the guy to look for. I've done a little bit of research on James. Really, really good player. Has a lot of upside. Playing in Chicago too, and being able to play at a high level. It's kind of hard with the kind of mess they're in right now. Poor Justin Fields, man. He's going through a lot with the coaching change and not a good system. But somehow James Daniels is managing to protect him. So James Daniels is a guy I'm looking forward to seeing what we do. Another guy, Conor Williams. This guy gets a lot of spotlight. He's also a guard. He's also 24. Now, Williams, back in 18 when he came out in the draft, I was actually wanting us to, take a hard look at him because that's when we had just moved on from Norwell. That was Norwell left after the 17 season. I like Conor Williams a lot out of college. He played at University of Texas. And this guy, ever since he's been drafted, he's been playing. He's been an everyday starter. I think he had an ACL injury last year, the year before last. But this guy's really good blocking with the run. He's actually faced some stiff competition. I watched film with him and Aaron Donald. Of course, I see him get bullied a little bit, but that's Aaron Donald. But he was able to hold his own too. He gave Dak some time to get the ball off. Anytime you're going against Aaron Donald, I mean, you're likely to lose that.
Yeah.
So, but now I like Conor. He is a really, really good player with a lot of upside. He's really good at blocking on the move, and his pass, according to this report, his pass blocking is went up too. It's gone up. Sorry, it's gone up. I think it was like in the lower 60s when he first started. Now it's up to 71%. So there's a little bit of growth. However, one thing they're not going to him about is his penalties, which is something that could be coached. That's something that, okay, you can coach that out of a player.
Yeah.
Penalties, false starts, illegal shifts, all that.
Unless you're Michael Orr.
Yeah.
That dude. When I found out we signed Mr. Blindside, I was like, but hey.
Even in that 15 season, I remember him having a lot of penalties. He was known for false starting.
Known for false
starting, man. Always. So if we can get a hold of Conor Williams, we can coach those penalties out of him.
Yeah.
And have him play alongside an elite left tackle like he's kind of been playing against. That might elevate his play. He's playing a really good set of guys. So Conor Williams is a dark horse. I'm pretty sure staying in Dallas. I'm pretty sure Dallas will be able to resign him, but he's a free agent for a reason coming up. So you never know. It's a free game.
Yeah.
But they got him getting 3 years, $20 million with $6.67 million per year. Seems like a lot of these guys I picked. I didn't want to go anything over 8. There's been 1 or 2 guys that have obviously been over $8 million.
Yeah.
But Conor Williams is a guy that can come in and help us right away. He's seen enough football at 24 where he can, be pretty productive. So, and then with the next one, I'm going to talk about Devondre Campbell. He's one of those guys we played a lot against when he was in Atlanta. Devondre Campbell has been one of those guys. Seems like he hasn't had a chance to really flourish as a linebacker. I think I heard him make a statement saying this is the first time I've actually been able to, be myself and be the linebacker I thought I could be. So it looks like in Green Bay, which they have a great defense. They have a great defense. But you can tell he's a lot comfortable being in charge of that defense. He's able to – he's sideline to sideline. This guy has an 84.3 grade, which is second amongst linebackers. I mean, this guy is a dog. He's got 86.4 tackling grade, which is 5th. That's his 5th time being above the 75% mark, which is up there amongst linebackers as well.
Yeah.
He's actually showing an increase in coverage too. He looks pretty comfortable in coverage. They try to say he didn't look really good in coverage, but I've seen him be pretty instinctive in coverage. Like I said, in this league, it's hard to keep up with some of these guys as far as the tight ends and stuff, but for the most part, it looks like he's in position. And he's really, like I said, he's sideline to sideline. He's really good against the run. He's durable. He's played in every season, and he's played in over 850 snaps each season. So this guy's durable. That's something you need on that defensive side of the ball, especially at the linebacker position. A leader, a durable linebacker, and a guy that can be sideline to sideline. However, he's coming off an All-Pro season. He just got nodded to his first All-Pro. Like I was telling you earlier, he's first-team All-Pro for the Green Bay Packers. So that might up his salary a little bit. But for now, they're projecting him to get 2 years, $13 million, $6.5 million a year. But I think we should be pretty aggressive in going out there and try to get him.
Especially for his caliber. Yeah, it's not
absolutely. Because I want to see Shaq beside another good linebacker.
Yeah.
Just to see how good things can really be. Can you imagine Shaq playing at level he's at right now and having Luke and Thomas playing beside him?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So I've been pretty adamant at us going out and getting a linebacker. I think that's important right now with the way this team is. We've struggled against the run. This guy's great against the run. So, and I got another guard, man. It's Laken Tomlinson. This is one of my dark horses for us to get. He's 29, but one thing about Laken Tomlinson is he's also been one of these guys that he had a rough start to his career. So I think he's out of Duke. Sorry. I know. I didn't. I hated to see that. I didn't even know he was out of Duke. So he's out of Duke, but he struggled at the start of his career. He had a rough start trying to get the game down. That's normal when you're first round draft pick offensive lineman. I mean, some of these defensive tackles, defensive ends. They're athletic, man. You don't see some of these guys in college. These are grown men running 4.4s. But he actually has had 2 solid seasons in 20 and 21, which is showing progress. He's 29, so it sure, that shows that he's becoming a lot more mature and understanding the game. 2 back-to-back seasons where he's having success. I mean, that, and plus that 49ers team he plays with, they're excelling at a pretty good level.
Yeah.
They've shown they can run the ball, and I think a lot of that has to do with Laken Tomlinson's ability to be able to lead the way. So they say that Laken Tomlinson is great in a run-heavy scheme, and he's also great at highly in run and pass blocking. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. See, I'm trying to be realistic with these free agents. I mean, if we can bring in, I'm telling you, if we can bring in 1 or 2 of these guards, man, that have that versatility, man, I would love it. Now, they're saying Laken Tomlinson we're projected to get $27 million over $9 million per year, and that's $3 million. Or my fault, that's 3 years, $27 million, $9 million per year. Might be tough, but it's something that intrigues me. So,
yeah,
I'm trying to go guard. And I'm trying to assess this linebacker situation, man. I don't want to have a lot of hate for Jermaine Carter, man. It's just got to be done. And of course, at the end of my little slideshow I have here, man. Like I said, I just went over the guys from Carolina I want to keep: Amir Abdullah, Zane Gonzalez, Luvu, Hassan, and Stefan. So those are my guys. Now I would like to bring back Cam Newton too. That'd be amazing. But I don't know if we'll do it.
Yeah. Well, hey, it sounds like a lot is offensive linemen, a couple safeties, linebackers, so offensive lineman or linebacker. And we wish we could sign them all, right? But in the NFL, there's something called salary cap. And all of sports are something called salary cap, except Major League Baseball. I don't think Major League Baseball has one, but the NFL has a salary cap. And the salary cap it limits how much money a team can spend in any given year. And the salary cap for the NFL is $208.2 million is how much each team has that they can spend. They can't just sign anyone. In baseball, they can just sign whoever. But in the NFL, they only have a certain amount of money that they can spend, to be fair. So, and now $208 million, well, we can sign anyone. Well, we don't have all of that money. A lot of it's going to Chris McCaffrey, Shaq Thompson, all the guys, Chin, Burns, who are sold, are already signed to multiple year deals. So cap space is what that's called. Cap space is pretty much how much money you have left over.
Right, available, yep.
So in the latest reports that I've seen, we have a little over $25 million left for the Panthers. And that's how much money we got left that we can pay people and who we can bring in. But now here's another problem is dead money. What dead money is money we're paying people that are no longer on the team. So remember we had before Sam Darnold, we had Teddy Bridgewater, and they said, it's not working out. You're going to Denver. Well, you still got to pay him.
Still get paid, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes when they trade, and people don't know, when they trade someone, the team who you're trading to, they'll take on his contract and pick it up and pay the rest of it. Or they'll be like, how about instead we give you another player or another draft pick or something.
Right, to help kind of ease up the offer, I guess.
Exactly. So, but in dead money, we're paying a little over $7 million to people who are no longer on the team for this upcoming season. Yeah, that's so with a little bit over $25 million in cap space. That's what Donnie was trying to explain to everyone. Hey, this is the breakdown. This is how much it's going to cost them every year. So the first thing you hear is, oh man, it costs $25 million over 3 years. Well, that's over 3 years. So, roughly $7 million year 1, year 2, year 3. And in the NFL, they can also work out contracts where they can even it all out between 3 years. They can front load it, which means they give you a majority of it in the first or couple of years, and then you get a little less later, or they backload it. They give you the most money in the back in the later years. So, which brings me to the big question for you, Donnie. our highest paid player on the team, Chris McCaffrey. There's been rumblings, but Scott Fitterer, our general manager the other day, he said, I have no intentions of trading Chris McCaffrey. That's always the rumor. But he said, but that doesn't mean I'm not listening to people. If someone calls and say, hey,
Yep.
I want Chris McCaffrey, but here's what I'll get for you. And he goes, okay, I'm listening. So he is up to listening to him. And if there's an offer
Right.
that he can't refuse, yeah, he may take it. Yeah. But he said he has no intentions of trading Chris McCaffrey. So go down that line a little bit. Tell me, what do you think? What should we do with all these missing pieces? We need a couple linebackers. We definitely need. See if you got your 5 starting center, left guard, right tackle, left tackle. Well, guard is taken care of, and our right tackle is taken care of with Moten. The center and the right guard and left tackle position. Ooh, that's 3 guys that we're going to have to draft, sign, and whatnot.
Yeah.
Then we need 1 or 2 linebackers if they let Lulu move in. And like you said, across from Chin, we'd like to have another safety. So there's a couple guys. The good thing is we don't have to sign everybody, but we got a couple spots we need to fill. Offensive line being the most important,
Man.
and we're going to have to pay these guys. So now, Chris McCaffrey, Deshaun Watson, those storylines. What do you see it happening, or what would you do?
So for me, kind of like I touched on our last podcast. I know probably people are tired of hearing it, but like I said, we are a team in desperate need of immediate help and younger talent who can come in and play. With that being said, we have no picks after round 1. We do, but what I'm trying to say is it's going to be a while. We'll be sitting for a while. We'll be sitting for 2 days. So after round 1, day 2, day 3, hey, we're not taking anybody because guess what? It goes from round 1 to round 4. So there could be a double positive in getting rid of Christian. And I hate to say that. I hate it. I swear I do. It's just the kind of boat we're in. It's not his fault. I mean, he can't help the fact that he's been getting injured. That it's football. It's a very, very physical, injury-prone game, right? I mean, it's rare to see a guy like Adrian Peterson come in and stay healthy for most of his career. But so with Christian, we could, the situation we're in right now, man, we need immediate help. Like I just said, getting Christian, maybe for a 1st round pick, man, that can help us a little bit, especially if a team is willing to take on some of that dead cap. That would be huge, man. And like I said, and when I say this, I don't say it as a way like, oh yeah, he's easily replaceable. When you resign a guy like Amir Abdullah and you have a young guy like Chuba Hubbard that can run the ball physically and shown to be a really good back when given the touches, Amir Abdullah is a guy you keep in to catch the ball, something that Christian does at an elite level. I mean, there's even talks of Christian McCaffrey being put at slot receiver. That's how good he is. Very versatile guy. Very versatile cat. I don't know, Anthony. I just think that moving on from Christian, it's going to hurt us in this fan base and this organization because he's a fan favorite. I love Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Like I said, one of my favorite players ever. That's why I don't want anyone thinking that I'm just like ready to get this guy out of here. But with the way things are looking, that might be in our best interest.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's been talks, right? And like you said, there's been talks about us, potentially swapping him out for Deshaun Watson. We obviously need quarterback help too. I mean, it's kind of tough for me to say, but if we get the right offer, man, I would say we take it because we do need some of this money and we do need some of the draft capital.
It'd have to be blockbuster, already proven players. You've already proven yourself in the NFL.
Absolutely.
See what he can do with us. Not Sam Darnold. Well, Sam Darnold, yeah, he played for the Jets. We didn't really know his true potential. Let's try him out. Not that. We need someone who's already proven that they're a great player.
Right.
And it'd have to be a blockbuster trade for sure.
So yeah, and I was gonna say, so for you, man, how would you feel that if we got it? So if we traded Christian McCaffrey, we got a 1st round pick and maybe like a 3rd. Would you take that offer?
Man, someone like Christian McCaffrey is worth almost 2 1st round picks.
and when I say that, I'm not trying to slight him, but
Then people just
to
aren't
put
going to
money
go
on it.
for it.
They're going to try to put
Yeah.
those injuries and take down that value. But
Yeah.
I think if we're
And I get
able to get
it
a
from a
first,
business
yeah,
standpoint. I get it.
I think if we're able to get a first round pick and say a third or fourth,
Yeah.
I don't know what Scott's going to do. We do need draft picks ASAP. We cannot go in this draft shorthanded. Who knows what could happen? But yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of hard for me to say. But if I had to, if the price is right, I would ship Christian off, and it would hurt. It'd be one of those things where you'd be like, go. I don't even want to see you leave. Just go. There you go. Because when he walks out that door, we're losing a once in a generational kind of talent.
Yes, for sure.
So when I say that, I always tread lightly because I have a lot of respect and admiration for Christian. I love the pick. I'll never forget it. I was at Western Carolina, sitting at cafeteria, jumping on this little restaurant they got. It was a hamburger place, whatever. I had my chicken tenders and I went over to Moe's and I got some cheese dip. Old school Mccaffrey Donnie.
Idea.
Hey,
I've never done that.
Hey, it was good, man. It was worth
That's a good idea.
Something to alleviate, the whole process of being away from home. But you know me, man. I had to tune into my Panthers. But when I saw us taking Christian McCaffrey, man, I just remember being so happy. And after his first year, of course, he didn't show the ability to run in between the tackles just because we weren't able to utilize him. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, and when I'm doing this, I'm trying to give a little respect to Christian because I don't want people to think this man dying wants to get rid of Christian. It's not what it is. Christian McCaffrey is one of those guys, man. When we picked him, I was going crazy in there, because at the time I had those wiry, let's go, and what he's been able to do, and his ability to just be such a versatile back. I mean, he reminds me a lot of Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk was known for being able to be very versatile and catch the ball. Known to be a great running back, known to be able to run in between tackles, run laterally. Letting him go is going to be hard, man, if it comes down to it. But like I said, not to be cliche, if someone's willing to give us even a first and a second rounder, man, I think we got to take that. And
it's tough. Yeah, it is tough. But it'd have to be a
price
first
has got to be right.
rounder.
I agree with you. It's got to be right, man.
It's got to be right. It has to be a first rounder, and if whatever player's thrown in, they have to be a first
player, right? Or player.
They have to be a first rounder type player. That they were drafted in the first round, and they've continued to play like that. But we'll see. We'll see how this. Scott Fitterer has. He drafted well last year. I mean, look at the team and look who he drafted. Everybody
he drafted really good in Seattle too.
Yeah,
he helped build Legion of Boom, man.
Yeah, and Seattle has they may not right here recently. He may not have had the greatest success stories, but all his pieces that he helped put together have kind of left. So, but yeah, Scott Fitterer, he'll figure it out. I got all the faith in the world in him.
Absolutely,
it'll be another draft, I think, that we'll talk about like we did last year. Last year was like, man, they went all defense. This year, I don't know if they'll go all offense, but it'll be something that we'll be like, man, they did it.
He hit on his last draft, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I really do think he did.
And the assistant general manager is Panther legend Dan Morgan. So he's also
with Buffalo,
done great things.
They look really good now.
You see what they did, what he helped build there. So both of their brains together. Just let them do their thing.
Yep.
Tepper, sit in the corner, count your money.
Rule. Tepper, and you put Matt Rule in that corner. Go shut his mouth. Let them call the shots.
Shut your mouth.
Let them go. Shut your mouth.
Here. Tepper right here. My grandpa, every time I would see my grandpa, he'd say, hey, what's going on? He'd pull his wallet out, and he'd pull out a 20 and just right here, flash it right here. Now, I want you to pull out $100 bill, Tepper, and tell Rule, say, hey, come here, go get you something to eat down there in Uptown, and the Hooters in Uptown. we handle business right now.
That's classic.
So
I believe in Scott, man.
For sure.
Like I said, he's been really active in the trade game. People need to take a little easy on CJ. CJ came into a situation where this year was basically his rookie year. He got hurt his rookie year. I think he only played like 1 or 2 games. So I think he hit on CJ Henderson. And And getting Stefan was huge, man. That was big.
Yeah,
that was a big move.
So, but free agency lasts for a really long time. Yeah, all off season and into the season some. So, but that's what we came today to kind of go over some free agencies, free agents that are out there.
Yeah, I was gonna say sorry to the audience if it's a little boring, man. It's more the geek football talk. I'm talking salary cap, strengths and weaknesses. Yeah.
Hey, but we appreciate every view, every comment, every like, every dislike.
Absolutely, yeah. And look, we want to thank everyone for showing love on the Instagram post. The new followers, we appreciate y'all.
Yes, we see them all.
Like Anthony and I have said, man, this kind of stuff means a lot because this team means a lot to us. It's near and dear to my heart. It's near and dear to Anthony's heart. And doing this podcast is something we wanted to do out of our appreciation for our team.
Not in it for the money.
Get people involved. Yeah.
Well, not that we're making money, but if we make it big and money comes, sure, I'll take it. Yeah, not gonna turn that down. But,
yeah, it's a blessing. But I love doing this.
We just like doing it. We just like talking Panther football.
God bless my future wife because I mean, hey, look, you know how I get down on Panther game day, man.
Oh yeah. Do not call Donnie.
Do not disturb.
That's right.
I'll keep a few people available. But I'm a Panthers football fanatic now. I'm a diehard. Anthony is too. Like this.
Yes.
This means something. So we just appreciate. Yes, sir. Just wait till I get my room down. I'm settling to house I got now. I'm trying to put everything together. So I'm gonna get a little room. But
for sure,
it's near and dear to me. So we just want to thank everyone for all the love and support. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to Anthony.
Yeah, we love it. We love doing it. Keep pounding is not just a motto. It is a way of life.
Way of life.
For sure. And if I want scared needles, I'll probably get it tattooed.
Absolutely. I want to say, man, for all y'all laughed at me for, my mama putting that in the yearbook, man, forget y'all. My mom put keep pounding in my yearbook, man, and everyone got it and were like clowning. Like, man, what is that, man? Ooh, you like the Panthers still? That's when we lost Super Bowl, of course.
Hey, of course, yeah. Yep. We've seen it twice.
Up, man.
We'll go back. We'll be back again.
It gets me so mad.
Yeah, and we watched that Super Bowl together, me and Donnie.
Together,
and, We will do a podcast or a show in the future. We're going to go over that Super Bowl 50. We're going to show y'all how it is not, and I repeat, it is not Cam Newton's fault.
No,
losing that game. Go back. We and Donnie have watched that game. Yes, we have watched it time and time again. We are very honest. We are very honest about our team. And if somebody sucks, they suck. They had a bad game. They had a bad game. There ain't none of that. It's like if you ask us, hey, is Cam the greatest ever? No, he's not. He's not the greatest ever. No, definitely not.
One of the great Panthers ever, but he's not the greatest quarterback ever. No. Every player's got a flaw in their game. But
of course.
I can't wait for that segment. I cannot wait to talk about that segment. Everyone's going to talk about the fumble. Of course. It's coming.
Well, just to tickle everybody's pickle, we'll say it was his fault. And then we'll show you the rest of the game where nothing was his fault.
Leading to that point.
And that'll be the one thing that you can have, and we'll show you the rest of the game where it's not his fault. Yeah. So he could have done that. He could have done that 5. Yeah, exactly. He could have done that 5 times. He could have not went for that fumble 5 times and still would have been enough for all the other stuff that happened that was not his fault. So, but hey, speaking of Cam, our next episode tomorrow will be about Cam Newton. We're going to go live. People call in. We're going to go live. The question is, why is Cam Newton so hated? We do want to know. We genuinely want to know. Why is Cam Newton so hated? So is it because he dances? Is it because he's outspoken? Is it because he's a 6'6", beautiful African American angel? You didn't expect that one, did you?
He is.
Well, yes. But hey, we always enjoy it. Always. So join us next time. We'll talk about the hated man, Cam Newton. Hey, as always, Donnie, keep pounding. Don't forget to follow us, man. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and right here on YouTube, The Donnie Anthony Show. Twitter and Instagram are both the same handle, @DonAntShow. You see it at the bottom of your screen. Click on any of those social media apps. Follow us, like us, dislike us, watch a little bit and exit out. Guess what? We got a view. We like it. We
Call in,
appreciate
talk
every
trash
single
to us.
view. Call in. Give us your opinion. We won't scream at you. We won't yell at you. Might a little bit. Donnie might. I can't even get loud enough to scream. So, but hey, again, just like Donnie said, we thank everybody for watching, viewing, clicking, sharing, posting about us, hating on us. We like it. We even appreciate that. So,
Appreciative.
for sure. So, always, sir.
Keep pounding. Keep
That's
pounding,
right.
baby. Let's go. Hey, and God bless. Love you guys. Appreciate the love. But most importantly, God up top. And second, keep pounding, man.
Keep pounding. We'll see you again.